Great. Hello, everybody. We are so happy to be connected to you via this medium. And I'm here with my friend Lena. Lena, please, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I'm a mother of 4 children. I came from Ukraine, and I have non-governmental organization in Ukraine, which helps people to find their destination and achieve it. And we do it with books and with education.
Okay, awesome. So you help people to find their purpose in life, yeah? And you encourage them to read books that help them to achieve that goal. That is awesome. That's wonderful. My name is BOSE Adelaja. I'm originally from Nigeria, lived in Ukraine for many years. I'm a pastor. I'm also a psychologist. Fortunately, I'm also a mother of 3 children. And today, together with Lena, we are going to be discussing a topic that I think is very important, interesting, and fascinating. The topic of our discussion today is the challenges of a woman nowadays as a parent. So what are the challenges a woman faces or could face when raising up a child or when raising up a children? And we'll be discussing it, but I would like to start. And I think for me, the first challenge is not understanding yourself. That is, a woman who has children, but she doesn't understand her purpose, like you said, destination, where she's going to. She hasn't discovered herself enough. And not doing that, now she bringing up a child is like an extra responsibility, and it's like a person that is not well seated, you know, she's not well seated, and she's trying to take another person to sit on her lap, you know. It will make the person to bend more. Yeah, so for me, I think that is one of the very unseen, invisible. People don't see it as a challenge, but not being matured enough as a person, not understanding your calling, what you're supposed to do in life, and then having a child could really be a big challenge psychologically, and of course, from a psychologically point of view, it will start appearing physically. So what do you think about this first challenge, about a woman bringing up a child without her unfolding herself? What do you think?
Totally agree. And I think a lot of women nowadays, and before also, they don't know not only the purpose, but they are like children inside, like a child inside, or not adult enough to take responsibility for raising another person, actually.
Yeah.
Yes. And I think to be a parent nowadays, you have all the possibilities to study how to make it properly, and you need to make it before. Before you're thinking about child.
Yeah. And you are right. You said now there are a lot of resources about being yourself, about learning to know yourself, about being ready, you know, for having children, preparing for having children. Nowadays, it's not like it used to be before. Or if a woman wants to discover herself, a lot of resources that can help her as she starts to understand who I am, who she is, and things like that. Yeah. And I also like what you said, that many mothers are children inside themselves. You know, in the Bible, by the way, we are also Christians. Yeah, we read the Bible. So in the Bible, Jesus once said that if a blind man will be leading other person, they will all fall into a ditch, into a pit. So often that's the situation with mothers, you know.
And with fathers also.
But today we are talking about mothers.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's good you mentioned fathers because under normal circumstance, a child should be brought up by a mother and a father, you know. And
it's one more challenge also nowadays. I saw a lot of people, a lot of women who think that they can raise a child alone. And for them, it's normal to raise a child alone. I don't think so. I really believe that child need to have a mother and father, man and woman, both. Yes, and okay, it happens sometimes that parents cannot live together. But if you can do something, anything to live together, to make your family stronger, you need to do it.
yeah, that's a very important point.
Because here, especially in Europe, you have a good system of care about people who don't have money. And it makes a lot of parents to divorce because they have enough money to live alone. Yes.
That's a very important another challenge. So the first challenge is the immaturity of mothers. Mothers are not matured enough. They are like children inside themselves. They don't understand the whole picture, you know, of who they are, what they are supposed to do, and in that circumstance, bringing up a child is really a big challenge. And then you mentioned another one that is the new modern consciousness, the new modern thoughts that
I can do it all.
I can do it all myself.
I don't need a husband to
I
make
don't
it.
need I don't need a husband to do that. And it's interesting. It's interesting because that's a very big another big topic, because often women don't come to that conclusion just like that. Normally it's after many frustrations, it's after seeing a lot of inactive fathers, you know, it's like it's there but it's not really there. Yeah, so it brings that thought that, well, you are not doing it, you are not doing enough anyway, so maybe I can do it without you. Yeah.
And sometimes it's because, like we told, women are not
matured enough.
Not adult enough.
Yeah, matured.
They can be offended on men
easily.
Easily because sometimes men can be normal.
Yeah.
But she is a child inside, and she could not understand him and easily to make
divorce, you know, to get divorced. And so the point you're making is, as much as possible, couples should try to have a good marriage.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
Should have a good marriage.
If you need to ask for help with some specialist, psychologist, or in church, like we do, it's really better to make it, because I see a lot of children who are without parents, and they really differs from children who have both parents. And it influences very much on the child. And because of child, I think you need to make a lot of attempts,
sacrifice.
a lot of attempts to be together.
Yeah, but then I have a question for you. Does that mean that a woman should remain in a toxic
relationships?
Relationship for the sake of a child? Will you say that?
No. I think that women can be in relationship with a person who also want and he's ready to change himself. Okay, if he's ready, then they can do it together. Then they can work together. But if he's not ready, he don't do any attempts for a long period, and he make hurts a long period, then yes, it's better to
okay, now this is bringing us back to the importance of marriage, you know, the importance of marriage. And again, marriage is not for immature people, right?
For children.
Yeah, it's not for children. It's supposed to be for adults, because in marriage you will face a lot of challenges, many challenges. Even if you marry the best man in the world, you will still have a lot of challenges. So it's bringing us to the first point again, that mature people are able to have great marriage. Yeah, and the best condition for bringing up a child is inside a great marriage. You know, when both the husband and both the wife are moving in the same direction, everybody is putting all their resources, all their energy. You know, it's like a teamwork, moving together, and it's not that all the load is on one shoulder. No, both of them are carrying it together. Yeah, that is very that is very important. Before we go to other points, what would be your advice for a woman to, if she said, okay, I want to know myself, I want to discover myself, what can she do to know herself?
To discover myself?
To discover herself, a purpose in life, to be strong, to be mature, to face life circumstances. Because having a child is also a big responsibility and a big challenge, you know.
If she has already a child, want to discover myself, what I can tell. First, you can read books and do tasks, which is about discovering your purpose. It's one thing, but other thing, you need to prepare yourself. You need to build a system of good system of care about yourself, knowing who you are, what are your needs, what you need to do to be to have enough energy to be healthy. So this one you need to prepare. Then you need to have a system of care about your family and about your house. And then, if you know your purpose, if you discovered already and you have this platform, then you can go to your to your destination, to your purpose. Because if you go to work to purpose without preparing everything inside and in your house, you can easily lose your family or burn out.
Yeah, or burn out. Okay, I think we should go to the next point. And as the next point, I would like to mention that's my observation here, especially in Europe. I started living in Europe like a year ago.
Not like me.
Yes. What I would call the third challenge is that mothers work a lot, or maybe let's say some mothers, they work a lot. I might be mistaken, but I understand that the maternity leave, you know, when you don't go to work after giving birth to a child, it's just like 2 months.
2 or 3 months.
Yeah, it's just like 2 or 3 months. Yeah, so the children are not really connected with the mother for a long time, and then, you know, the children are growing up and the mom is struggling, you know, struggling to go to work, and she has to, you know, give out the child, you know, to crash, so that connection, for me, I think that connection is not well built enough, and I'm not even sure she has recovered from labor, you know, giving birth to the child and things like that. So she doesn't really have the time and the liberty to enjoy motherhood, get connected to the child. She doesn't have enough time to even think about these gifts that the Lord has given to her. What do you think?
Yes, I found it also
Strange.
nowadays,
Yeah.
especially in Europe,
Yeah.
from Ukraine, where I came from. In Ukraine, we have possibility to be at home for 3 years and be with
Even
child.
sometimes 6
Yes.
years. You get
Sometimes 6
less, your pay goes down, but you are able to do that. So
Yes.
you are able to make the choice that I would rather get less money, but have time for my child. Because, sorry, Lena, you know, those early formation of a child is very important.
Yes.
Before they are 3, before
Yes.
they are 5, before they are 7, you know, the things we put in them are very important.
Yes.
And we should be there as much as possible. Yeah, yeah. Sorry,
Yes,
you can
yeah,
continue.
yeah, I know this,
Yes.
and I really believe in this. So in Ukraine we have this possibility, but what I found in Belgium, a lot of mothers tells that they don't have possibility, but I think they have. It's mentality of people in Europe. They think like that should go for work and they should go for a whole day work. But okay, if you need money, maybe you can find a half-day work or partly work to spend more time with your child, and it's possible. And I think it's better to prepare for this time financially, to give yourself more time. And I thought it's a problem of money, but I found a lot of families here where a man can earn enough money to pay for everything. So it's not it's about money, but not whole problem.
Yeah.
It's also
I think it's mentality. Because I heard, I don't know much because I'm also new here, but I heard that there are a lot of, maybe not a lot, but there are some Muslims family, you know, Islam Muslim, that the wives, they almost don't work. They almost don't work. They give birth to many children, and they,
3, 4, 5.
yeah, and they stay at home. You know, they stay at home. So, and in those families, it's only the man that is working. And just like you said, you know, there is a kind of good system in the sense that if you are the only one working in the family, you pay less tax, and I think the government help you, you know, to a certain extent. So it's all about your understanding. So is it money, yeah, or you want to raise a child? So that is very
not all sometimes, because if you don't have husbands who can take care, you will face a problem.
Yeah, and that's the next point, because there are a lot. I was told, you know, that there are a lot of single mothers, you know, at least in Belgium, I was told that there are a lot of single mothers. So, and
I have also studied a little bit
the statistics.
The statistics, yes. I was interested in statistics in Belgium, and I found there is a lot of divorces because of misunderstanding why do you actually make a family, why do you actually give birth to children, lack of understanding, and also a lot of support of government. So you have enough money, you have enough of support, and you have a house, you have everything. So if you don't understand why, and you have enough support, you can easily
although you have a lot of support, but because of lack of understanding, it's not matching. Okay, but Lena, I want us to talk about this. How do single mothers, how can they cope? Because we just said that, you know, a husband could earn enough money, you know, to support the family. But what about if you don't have an husband? What do we do in order to have enough time for your children?
I didn't study this system all,
Enough.
but enough. But my situation was I came here in Ukraine, and the social system took care about me and my children. They gave me 1 year contract to support me while I'm studying new language and trying to find the way to earn money. So this system can give you an opportunity to study new. If you need to raise your skills, if you need to study something new, to have good job, to have well-paid job, you have this opportunity. And I really wish mothers to use this period to find some person who can help you to build steps to a good job, and to understanding where you need to go, which job is for you, and to make it with this year, and then to try to find a part job or job when you have possibility maybe to be sometimes with children, because if you are alone and your child is sick, it's better for you to have possibility to stay with him.
So I think every mother should fight for that opportunity. It doesn't matter if you are single or if you are not single, we should fight to have the opportunity to have time with our children. If it means getting new qualifications that will allow you to be able to do more part-time job or start your own business and things like that. And I think what we are doing now is very important, especially for young girls, you know, for young girls, so that from a young age, they will start thinking about their future and they will start saving. You know, saving, investing, so that by the time they have children, they will be free. They will be free to spend time with their children, maybe to have a nanny, because you know raising a child is very draining. It's, for one person, it's very draining. It takes a lot of energy. So that's why if we look at rich people, you know, they have nannies for every child. You know, they have nannies.
It's my dream also.
For every child. So every child is well taken care of, and you know, and the parents, whenever you know they can do this, but because apart from spending time with your child, there's still a lot of things to do. You have to cook for the child, you have to wash, you know, a lot is...
Take care about health, to give vitamins if they need.
It could be very, very draining. And
1,000 things per day you need to do.
So it's very important, and that's another point, that is, a mom should be very organized. You know, you know, having organizational skill, managemental skill is very, very important. Otherwise, things could get messy.
And if you have one child, is one level of organization, you can be more free. But the more children you have, the more organized your life needs to be.
You should be. The more organized that you should be. That is very true. And so, like I said, I want to emphasize it again. If you are young, this is a good time for you to start thinking about your freedom, financial freedom. It's better to be financially free, if possible, before you start having children, so that you will have the flexibility. You know, when your child is sick, you want to stay with the child, and you know, things like that stays with the children. Because if you remember, when children are young, they really want to be with their parents. Sometimes when the mother is going out, they cry, you know, because they want to, that is the time they want to be with her. Later, they grow up, the parents want the children to be with them, but the children they are busy. You missed the time, you know, to really create a tie, to really create a connection. So that is the system of this world, but we have to think of how to live the kind of life we want to live.
To make more love, to improve this.
The other challenge, I would say, it's a little bit connected to the first challenge, but is that sometimes moms, they want children for their happiness. You know, some culture is like, if you're not a mother, if you don't have a child, it's like you're not a total woman, you know, you're not a complete woman. So it's connected to the first point, you know, not understanding the purpose. That
the purpose of your life.
My purpose, how would I say it? My main purpose is not to give birth to children. It's not number one, it's not number two, it's not number three. Maybe it's number seven. It's there because there are some women that they are refusing to give birth to children. It's like rebellion, you know? It's like rebellion because for many years, they've priced women, they forced women that, oh, you're not a woman until you give birth to a child. So now, you know, it's coming back as a rebellion. I don't want to give birth to any child, and I will prove to you that I'm still a woman. Yeah. So it's very important to know that your main purpose in life is not to give birth to children, because if you think your main or one of your main purpose in life is to give birth to children, now you have the child, and there are a lot of rough way when you are raising a child. You have a lot of challenges, and when the child is growing, you also have a lot of challenges. I mean, and that could lead to misunderstanding, because if you think it's the child you gave birth to that brings totality to you, that brings happiness to you, and then when you are not getting that from the child, you will really get frustrated. It will affect you as a person, and it will affect every other thing you do as a mother and every other thing you do as a person. What do you think?
Yes, I also agree because there is a lot of women also who see the aim of their life in children, but if this child goes away to other country or don't want to live with mother, actually he or she is grown up and want to build their own life, then this mother can lose the aim of her life and to be frustrated, to be in depression. But I think it's better even than if mother take care of this person, and you know, this person. Sorry. If this mother who see her life in child will not disconnect from this child, it can be even worse for this child, because he will not become a person, he will not become an adult.
You will not be free, because
he will not be free.
If you think your child is the source of your main happiness, then you will try to control the child
till the end of his life.
To the end of the child's life. That's it. Another thing I think is, you know, the society we are living in now is also a big challenge. For example, when I was growing up in Africa, I was brought up mainly by my parents, but I also had a lot of aunties, a lot of uncles, neighbors, you know, and you know they could correct me and things like that. But the society we are living in now, it's like nobody cares. It's like that responsibility is only on the parents. Also, you know, in Ukraine that we have grandmothers very active in a grandchild's life, grandfather. You know, the parents can count on them. You know, as you know, if some family, even when they have nannies, you know, the grandparents are still very active, because when you are bringing up a child, you have to have your eyes on the child. You know, you are watching it, because something is being formed in the child. So you have to watch closely. Apart from giving physical care, psychological care, being there. And like I said, it's very difficult for one person to raise another child. Yeah, so
and to see everything.
we have a lot of social, we had a lot of social support, but I think these days social supports are not there.
enough.
You know, like here they say social support, that is when you go to the social, but that's not what we are talking about. That is from the government. But we are talking about, you know, the community. You know, the grand uncles, the grand aunts, the grandmom, auntie. You know, if your child is sick and you have to go, you have aunties to call, uncles to call, friends to call, to care for you. But if you are alone, you know, sometimes your child will be sick or a little bit sick, and you will still send the child to school because you have to go to work. And those are, you know, it's when our children are weak, it's when they're smaller, and we can really build that foundation in them. It's unconscious. We think they don't see it, but it's there. They may not understand it, but it's there, and that is what they will carry on in their lives. So how do you think we can solve the problem of not having enough social support, not the government support, but not having enough community, you know, that could help us to raise our children, and we also help them to raise their children?
This problem I have now. I don't have my parents now here in Ukraine. I had a lot of support in Ukraine, but now I'm almost alone. I have my cousin here in Belgium and with his wife, but they are people in business and they don't have enough time to see us, to meet us. Yes. They do what they can, but it's really it's small. If you talk about family. So how I think you should do in this situation, you should be a little bit proactive and make connections with other parents, to be friendly, try to make friendship with other people around. I know it's not easy. It's not easy because here you have another language, another way of thinking. Yes. Still, you can find a person and a lot of person from your country. Now, I'm from Ukraine. Here is a lot of Ukrainians. Yes, if you are from Nigeria, Africa, you have a lot of people from Africa. Maybe you can find this. And also, I know churches can help a lot. Because church is a community, a good community.
Yeah, I was also going to say that it's very important to be proactive and, you know, to create, you know, community. And churches, well, if they are good churches, because in churches we have own groups, you make friends. And, you know, we did that a lot in Ukraine. You could call your friend and say, okay, can I bring my child to you? I need to do this, you know, and things like that. So people of the same mind. I also think it's important to live close to one another with your friends, maybe relatives, so that it could be handy, you know, for that purpose, you know, to have a community of maybe relatives or friends. One could even sell one's apartment, you know, and buy something not far, so that there will, you know, there is something they call like carpooling, so that there will be something like, you know, carepooling, you know. I could easily take my child, she could easily bring her child if they need to go, you know. We have to help one another to build this community, because a child needs different skills. You know, the two parents a child has, it's not enough to give him all the things he needs.
World.
Yeah, and a child is a social being, so it needs social, you know, social, the community, you know,
and a lot of adults around
to form, and a lot of adults.
Not only children. Not only children. Not only children in kindergarten.
Yes. Do you want to say the next challenge? Or
the next challenge. I think. About challenges.
The other challenge is I think it's also, I think it's connected to not knowing much about parenting, you know, yeah, which is also connected to the first point, because you are not matured enough, you don't know more about parenting. It's very important for a parent to talk about those things with the children from where they are very young.
Yes.
Even before they understand what is smoking, even before they understand what is drinking, you know, it's very important for at home.
Yes.
Because home is the basis. What you hear at home is very important. So it's very important to prepare our children for the society, especially Christians, because in the church we have a great life. A good life, you know. Normally in the church, everybody will smile at you, everybody is good, everybody is nice. But then in the society, you have the mix. You know, you have another life, and it's always shocking when a child doesn't know. When a child doesn't know, and he will see that as something that is new, as something that is cool.
Yes.
But if the parents have told him about it, that in the school you'll be offered to smoke, yeah, and watch some movie together about smoke. Okay, what is a cigarette? You know, you're on different level. You know, you have to train, coach your child. When the child is old enough, send the child to the internet. You know, go and check what is cigarette, what is it made of. What are the pluses, the advantage, the benefit of smoking, and what are the disadvantages? So, you know, you help your child to think. So it won't be mom says I shouldn't smoke. No, it will be the child after doing his own research, you know, and, you know, always discussing, talking about it, that you will meet this challenge, you will meet this challenge. So when it comes to a child, it will not look like the apple in the garden of people. Oh, apple. Oh, I didn't know. Oh, so there is an apple.
Something new, something interesting.
The child will, then the child will say, oh, this is what my mother told me about. This is what my, I know, now I know. Because when they are granted, it's not new to them. They are able to stand, to resist, than when it looks new, you know, because what we don't know, this is new, I have to taste, I have to, but when already the child, especially in our church in Kiev, you know, we had a lot of testimonies about people who were drinking, you know, what happened to them, people who were on drugs, all the, you know, things like that. So the child himself has enough evidence to make a decision. So it's not that mom said I shouldn't smoke. It's like, I don't want to smoke because I know it's not good for me. It's not that mommy said it's not good for me or daddy said it's not good for me. No, I now know. No, I don't want that kind of life. Yeah. Unfortunately, our time is up. But I think we had a good discussion, and I think our discussion will go a long way to help some people, you know, to become better moms, better parents, for those who are not yet moms, to prepare for the future life. So thank you for having us, and we pray God's blessings upon you. And you can always contact us for further coaching, for further consultation. We'll be happy to do as much as we are able to do. So Lena, thank you very much. And thank you guys. God bless you. Bye-bye.
Bye.